So yeah, you can see Whipsnade Central now. We're just about to take a ride on the steam train, which goes along around the park. So yeah, it's not too bad actually. It cost us £6.50 to come on here. I thought it wasn't too bad. Yeah. So yes, Sam is vlogging for his phone, but he's asked Stephen to vlog the train journey for him. So
we've got a vlog on the other channel.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
right, and off we go. What animals are we going to see then, Sammy?
Are you going to film the right side or film there?
Yeah, from this side. Yeah, from this side. Off we go then.
Yeah, as I said 9 years ago when we first came.
What's that?
9 years ago when we first came here, all this was being built.
Oh yeah, or that play area. Yeah, I remember that. It's got a nice big play area there. So
It's weird how footage from 2013 is that grainy, isn't it?
it is. It's very how great it actually is. I know.
Have a nice time, guys. See you later.
Bye. Bye. Go and stay.
Hello and welcome aboard the Great Whipsnade Railway.
Okay.
On your journey today, I'm going to be pointing out some fun facts about this incredible form of locomotion. Please remain seated throughout the journey and keep all hands, heads, legs, children and anything else of value inside the carriage at all times. Now, if you take a look over to the left-hand side of the train, we're passing Hullabah Zoo. Our indoor soft play is a great place to let your kids bounce off the walls, especially if it's raining. But remember, you do have to pre-book your free session. You can also let your little ones run wild at any time with Hullabah Zoo's outdoor adventure play. By the way, we should tell you that you're travelling on board a little piece of history. The Great Whipsnade Railway is unique, being the only narrow-gauge heritage steam railway to run inside a zoo in the UK.
Narrow gauge.
Now gauge. The smaller, yeah.
I can hear the level crossing.
Here's the level crossing, Sammy.
You used to be obsessed with that, didn't you?
He's crazy.
Coming up next is the railway yard. This is the place our locomotives are fed and watered every day, and where our dedicated team of drivers and engineers work hard to keep them in such great condition. As we pass through, look out for the coal store on the left-hand side of the train, the workshops, signal box, and our fleet of engines. It takes 2 people 3 hours to get one steam engine ready every morning. Together, the engines travel around 7,500 miles a year, which is about the same distance as travelling from London to New York. So that's a lot of buckets of coal and a lot of tea for our drivers.
Let's look out there,
Our
Sammy.
steam engines are over 100 years old. Before coming to the zoo, they worked in a paper mill, which is where they get their names from. Excelsior, the green engine, is the oldest and was built in 1908. Can you work out how old that makes her? She's a saddle tank engine and weighs in at a delicate 14.5 tons, which is about the same combined weight as 5 of our female elephants. Superior, our stunning red engine, was built in 1920 and weighs even more at 18.5 tons. And Victor and Hector are our other engines, which are used for shunting carriages around, pulling us passengers or hauling the freight train for track work. Now, as we round the bend, to the left some are very special. What may look like just an empty field is actually a haven for biodiversity. Over 1,500 species of UK plants and animals live around our site, including little owls, rare bats, and rare moths and butterflies, and we do everything we can to protect them. This is also the home of our hazel dormouse breeding facility. This work is so important as they're almost extinct in this country. If you were to cup your hands now, you could actually fit one of these tiny rodents in your palm.
What's that? My little wallaby in there.
Coming up on the right of the train, we're approaching the home of our Asian elephants. If you can see an elephant with tusks, you'll be looking at our resident male. Unlike African elephants, the females don't have tusks, but may have small tushes instead. Our herd are incredible ambassadors for their wild cousins in Thailand. Whipsnade Zoo, along with London Zoo, are part of ZSL, the Zoological Society of London. We're an international conservation charity driven by science, helping people and wildlife thrive together. We have teams of conservationists who work hand in hand with local partners in Thailand, and our elephants at Whipsnade have played a major role in a very special project. They help train thermal cameras to recognise their shape.
There they are.
When a wild elephant's habitat is destroyed, it brings animals into contact and conflict with people nearby.
Behind this bush,
So when they need to find food or water, they may now have to walk through farmland and can potentially destroy or eat all of the crops there. The thermal cameras can spot an elephant nearby any time, day or night, and provide an early warning system that keeps plants,
There they
people,
are.
and safe. Pictures of all the ways our elephants can feed here, as elephants will munch continuously for 12 to 16 hours a day, but they only digest about 40% of what they eat, which explains the size of their poo. It's jumbo size. They use their trunks to reach up high to graze, and can pick up a blade of grass with it or push down an entire tree. The trunk's so versatile. It's one of the best noses in the animal kingdom. Can be used to trumpet, to caress each other, to shower with mud, sand or water, and even be used as a snorkel.
There he is.
We're now approaching our greater one-horned rhinos, just one of two rhino
Rhinos
species
down
we
here.
have
I see
here
the
at the
rhinos
zoo.
down here.
All rhinos love to wallow in muddy water, so look out for them bathing or pop in to see them in their indoor heated pools. Some people think they have armor-plated skin, but it's actually just really thick to protect them from all the biting insects that they share their swampy habitats with out in the wild. Mud plays a really important role in keeping them cool and moisturised. We've worked in Chitwan National Park in Nepal for over 25 years. By working together with the Nepali government, local communities and our partners, we've established great anti-poaching patrols to help protect the species.
There's a rhino. When you see rhinos, what you see rhino down what? Hey.
Matt, climb that
There he is, Sammy. Oh no. I can see some cameras coming up, Sammy, too. There's only one rhino. Oh yeah, there's in the bath over there. I feel like I said you can go back over there and see the
Now we're leaving the steaming swamps of Asia behind us to travel into the high desert plateaus.
Oh, hey.
Can I please remind everyone to remain seated in this area, as we do sometimes have to come to a sudden stop due to animals on the line.
Oh, look.
These fields are a favourite habitat for many
Oh, look at
UK
little baby one.
and see if you can spot our Shadowski horses. Once extinct in the wild, by working together with other conservation zoos, we were able to carefully build up their zoo populations before their landmark reintroduction in the 1990s. They're the world's last truly wild horses, and if you want to know one of the reasons that distinguishes them, it's that Shadowskis have 2 more chromosomes than a domestic horse. Also look out for our herd of Bactrian camels, who come from the cold mountains and high deserts of Central Asia. Living in a desert is a hard life, so camels have some amazing adaptations, including the most glorious eyelashes to protect them from the dust. Bactrian camels have 2 humps, which are actually filled with fat and not water.
What's the matter, Ben? It's
Because
not
of these
funny.
food
But
stores,
camels
they
have
go
got
a
humps.
really long time without
that funny?
feeding or drinking.
Is that funny? Camels have got humps. What? That countryside over there, it's nice, isn't it? What? What's down there? Oh yeah.
Now there are several beautiful species to spot in the passage through Asia. See how many you can see.
What?
In the water now.
Oh, there's loads of them.
Also known as the swamp deer, are the largest species found here. They love water and have special
So if you bring the car in, you can actually drive down that bit yourself.
Look out for them near the lake.
Down there.
Fallow deer have white bums, beautiful white spots and flatter antlers. And similar in size and appearance, but just with shorter tails, are the sika deer. On the right of the train is our newest area, Monkey Forest, which houses the largest Sulawesi macaque habitat in the UK and is the size of 44 tennis courts.
Wow, let's go look at that.
Designed around natural woodland with over 100 trees. You might need to look closely to find our troop of
Monkey Forest
Sulawesi
is just here.
macaques. And the smallest wild cow in the world, the shy and secretive Anoa. Back to the left-hand side of the train, look out for the pear-dappid deer, with their long faces and unique antlers which point up and backwards. Whipsnade Zoo played a huge part in saving them from extinction, and our herd is a very important part of conservation.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Yeah, no, you're in there.
Our smallest species of deer are the Chinese water
Oh,
deer.
no, that was fun at the tree.
Instead of antlers, giving them the scary name of vampire deer. Monkey Forest is also home to our family of Francois langers, whose cheeky babies are born in bright orange. They live alongside our very handsome summer rooster, a pig with the aggressive tusks. Local community groups have helped us provide homes for all of our UK wildlife too, with the dead hedging and the untouched scrubland surrounding the area.
Next time I have to bring the car in, because I didn't realise there's quite a lot actually you can actually ride to with the car.
Gotta get out.
I know. Hey, there's Monkey Forest, it's all the way back down there, look. Can't wait
Now, if you hear a whistle, it's to signal that we're about to go through the tunnel. So if I can just remind everyone to remain seated and keep all hands, heads and legs inside the carriages, as the walls can come in quite close. It might get a little dark and smoky in there, and it is quite noisy, so hold on tight.
Ready to go through the tunnel, Ben? Ready to go through the tunnel, Sammy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you hear a whistle, it's to signal that we're about to go through the tunnel. So if I can just remind everyone to remain seated and keep all hands, heads and legs inside the carriages, as the walls can come in quite close. It might get a little dark and smoky in there, and it is quite noisy, so hold on tight.
Ready to into the tunnel, Ben?
Get a little dark and smoky in there, and it is quite noisy,
Here
so
comes the
hold on tight.
whistle.
Now, if you hear a whistle, it's to signal that we're about to go through the tunnel. So if I can just remind everyone to remain seated and keep all hands, heads and legs inside the carriages, as the walls can come in quite close. It might get a little dark and smoky in there, and it's quite noisy, so hold on tight.
Here we go. Go through the whisk. Go through the tunnel. Now then, Ben. Since the little ducks on the water.
Now a quick question for you. Which bird has been spotted flying over Mount Everest? The answer is the unassuming looking bar-headed goose. And you might be able to see some of them as we pass Lake Daedalus over on the right-hand side of the train, along with European white storks, emperor geese, and many other wild water birds. Another fun fact, the lake itself is named after the Royal Navy HMS Daedalus crew, who built and transformed it from the small pond it once was in the 70s. We do have plenty more for you to see and do here at the zoo today, so check out our TalkBoards app or website. Or ask any of our friendly staff and volunteers for help and advice. Cello is a charity, and we couldn't do all of the conservation work that we do in over 50 countries around the globe without your help. So thank you so much for joining us today. As we pull back into the station, don't forget to wave, but please remain seated until we come to a complete standstill and allow the station staff to open the doors to your carriage.